Welcome to Protagonist Pub. My name is Tammy, and this is where characters gather. It is Monday morning, the 28th of August, and it has been... Last week was an interesting reading week. It wasn't necessarily greatly prolific, but it was nonetheless enjoyable. So let's do some housekeeping things first. I have filmed my birthday book haul. It is edited and uploaded. I will set it for release on the 31st, which is Wednesday. I will warn you, it is just over an hour long. It is time-stamped. There is a variety of genres, so there's probably something for everybody in the video. Next order of housekeeping. I bit the bullet and I jumped onto Flosstube and released that video last week. So in the Flosstube video, I did cross-reference this channel, so I will now do the same thing I did there. I will always put a link to the Flosstube videos in the description box down below. And I'm happy with the reception that video is getting. It has got me stitching, and I greatly appreciate that. I stitched this week because a Flosstube, and so not at all upset. Okay, on to what I read this week. I read a whopping 2 books this week. Let's do the Kindle book first. First up, I read Wed, Red, and Dead by V.M. Burns. It is the 4th book in the Mystery Bookshop series. I love this series. I'm not going to say too much about the book, given that it's the 4th book and it will spoil things that happen in the first 3. However, it was immensely enjoyable. It was a very quick read. If you have Kindle Unlimited, the series, at least the first 4, I believe, if not more, are on Kindle Unlimited if your library doesn't have them. Or if you're leery about, a new author and not knowing if you're going to like the series. I love this series. The way they are written, it sounds like something I could have written, which is just enjoyable for me. It sparks me to write. It makes me smile. The characters are enjoyable. I love the grandmother and all of her friends in this series, so it is pure fun. Next up is The Daughter of Sherlock Holmes by Leonard Goldberg. This was an audiobook from the library for me. It is the first in the Daughter of Sherlock Holmes series. And I did not go into this book with high expectations. I have very hit or miss luck with books set in the Sherlock universe. Even if they're Sherlock adjacent in that universe, that time frame, I have very hit or miss luck. This was a hit. Sherlock in the series is dead. Watson is still alive. He's a very old man. His son is now a doctor. And the daughter of Sherlock Holmes is the protagonist in this book. You don't go into it knowing that that's who she is. And it was just delightful. She very much matches the personality and traits of her father, without being quite as snarky, standoffish as Sherlock could be. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I listened to this while I was stitching, and time flew by. I will continue this series. There's at least 5, I want to say 7 books in the series right now, and they were enjoyable. And the first one was just enjoyable, so I will continue. I will easily continue the series. I did have one DNF this week. It is by Diane Kelly. I cannot remember the title. I want to say Room with a View, but if I'm wrong, the picture is right here. This too was an audiobook from the library. I wanted to listen to it while I was stitching. This one it was the second book in the series. My library didn't have the first. Thought I'd give it a try. New to me author. Unfortunately, I was bored. It didn't work. So I DNF'd this book. It is set in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you are a reader who enjoys books set in Nashville in particular, maybe give this series a try. But it was just a cozy that was a miss for me. So that is what I read and or listened to this week. What am I currently reading? I am currently reading just look this up too. The Skin Map by Stephen R. Lawhead. It was a recommendation from Katie over at Paperbacks and Ponytails. And I am so here for this. I am enjoying it immensely. I'm only 4 or 5 chapters in, but those 4 or 5 chapters have me completely immersed and completely in love with what I'm doing or where the story is going. And as a reader, I can't ask for anything more. I've finally gotten some time to sit down and get into A Metropolitan Affair by Jocelyn Green. And everybody's right. It's a fabulous book. I really just want to sit down and finish it. I have a little too much to do today, so that's not going to happen today, unfortunately. But it will happen by next week. I am enjoying it immensely. So that is what I'm currently reading. I don't know what I'm going to listen to next. I have plenty to choose from. I am going to work on my Anne of Green Gables stitch along, get that completed hopefully before the weekend so that I can work on something else. And the house should be done today, finally, thankfully, and that saga will be over. So that is what I read last week. What did you read last week? Did you read anything good? Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you here next time at the Protagonist Pub.